All right, I'm here with actor Chris Brochu, who played Luke on The Vampire Diaries, and who you may remember from Lemonade Mouth. When did you first decide you wanted to become an actor and do that as a full-time career?
Honestly, when I decided I wanted to make it a full-time career, I was probably 21 or 22. But when I first started kind of getting into it, I was 17-ish, and it was more so just kind of, it was something life threw at me, and I just kind of went with it. It was a fun little ride, you know, going out to California and trying it out. I didn't really think anything of it except for going to California as a 17-year-old, which was an adventure. But it's been a quite crazy process. It was something, I think it's an opportunity that life has introduced me to, and I've then really found a light and a passion in it. So I think it more so found me than I ever wanted to be like an actor when I grow up.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of your first bigger roles was on Lemonade Mouth,
Yeah.
which is quite a departure from Luke on The Vampire Diaries.
Sure.
What was it like for that juxtaposition? I know there was a number of years in between, but...
Sure. It's, well, in Lemonade Mouth, I played the antagonist in Vampire Diaries as well. So it differs. It was more kind of elementary, you know, like Ray's character was just kind of, I guess he was more the bad guy, but he propelled the storyline forward, and I really enjoyed playing him because it's not necessarily a part of my character that I try and amplify on a normal basis, everything that Ray stands for. But then being able to go to Luke and really any role in between, but between Ray and Luke is Ray's quite selfish. He really just thinks about kind of getting ahead for himself no matter who he's got to stomp on, and Luke is very sacrificial, where it's family first, and you know he'd much rather be the one to go, be the one that gets stuff done, rather than see anybody else in his family have to deal with anything. And I feel that very personally as well. So I think it's fun to be able to, when you take a step back and you recognize yourself in these different characters, and sure, Ray may not be the hero of the story, but there's most certainly a lot of me in that. Same with Luke, and so it's we're not as different. You know, we're all quite similar. And if you can't see yourself in another person, I guess you should probably look at yourself closer, I guess.
Who is one person that has inspired you in your career, whether it be a fellow actor, whether it be a family member?
Yeah, I would have to say it'd definitely be, I'm very big in family, and my dad's a huge influence on me, just innately with him being my father. And he was in the Army when I was growing up a lot, so I didn't see him a hell of a lot when I was, I mean, I saw him when I was younger, but he'd be gone for extended amounts of time.
Right.
Never really knew where he was. So I guess just that being the eldest man, and we would butt heads a lot because he would go and then I'd come home and I'd be the man, then I'd have to be the son. So it was interesting. So I think that was huge influence. And then my mother, like just that whole other balance of that situation, just being with my mom, trying to take care of things and facilitate whatever she needed. So family's huge, and then anywhere from there it boils down. It influences everything. So it's Chris Wood, for instance, like huge. I mean, I look up to him. I really enjoy his acting and just who he is as a person as well. And I don't know, we're just gonna keep that with major influences.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's anything like that's the cool part about art is it's inspired randomly. It doesn't matter. Like something could come of this conversation that resonates with me, and I have to express it in some way. I don't know, and that's the cool part. Is like you can't discredit anyone or any situation. Everything is influence.
And another form of expression, as if being a fantastic actor wasn't enough, you're also releasing an EP and you sing. So what's that process like for you? Is it different in terms of creative energy?
It is, because it kind of caters to both different sides of my brain, acting and music. So acting is very collaborative, where they have a script, you have a subject, you have a director, you have producers, you have everybody who has an idea of what this script is. You know, everybody's reading the same script, but everybody's got different ideas. So it's collaboration, and it's trying to have no ego and just seeing what works best. Music is like therapeutic and personal, so it's things that are have happened to me,
Mhm.
and then I make sense of them through song. But how I translate it, I try and also translate it so if the individual is singing it, it's either empowering them as they sing along, or it's possibly making them rethink situations or scenarios. So in some way, shape, or form, I try and translate it so it resonates with the most amount of people as possible. I try and keep everything very, if there's sexual innuendos or something, I try and keep it tongue in cheek and PG so it's not too crazy or explicit or any of that nature.
What's it like attending a convention like this one at Creation
Sure.
here in Jersey? When you first started out, you probably didn't realize that, one role or things that you've
Sure.
done as a compilation would
Yeah.
end up and have you in a place where people are coming and, showing such admiration for you.
Yeah, it's a bit surreal, truthfully. First time I got to do it, it was pretty fascinating. I mean, it's great for your ego. People give love, but I love giving it back. So people take time and money and energy to come out here to see us, and that's beautiful. And so I try and, in any way, shape, or form, if I can make their experience what they want it to be or more than they want it to be, that's what I'm about. But as far as actually, if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would have done this, it's interesting because you can understand the spider web once you've kind of reverse engineer it, So I get to go through the spider web of my life and understand that, because I didn't get this, I got this, and because I got this, I'm now sitting here talking with you. So it's an appreciation for the whole journey of it, and it's kind of a meditative balance I feel like when you're working with anything, any type of work, wow, where was I going to go with that? It's what's an expression? I forgot where I was going to go with that one, but it's been quite a journey.
That's cool.
Since moving to LA for 3 months and never leaving, and to be now sitting here with you and my family, it's nice.
And so, like I said, your EP comes out on August 4th.
Yes.
It's called Life.
Yeah.
And I know you're doing a show out in LA, little release party. Excited for that?
I'm very excited for that. This whole process has been crazy because I'm independent and self-funded, so everything that's been done, it's been on my dime, and that's something that I'm very passionate about. So getting all of that done, even the technical aspects of things with copyrights and whatever, it's all done. So that's great. And setting up the venue, it's all taken care of. I got good friends of mine that are musical acts that'll be performing, and I'm just happy for it to be out there because it's been 3 years of me writing songs and I've got 4 EPs planned out, lined up. So hopefully, if this one does well, we can go to the next one and keep producing them.
Sounds like a plan, and your fans will be waiting with bated breath for all of them and for your next roles. Yeah, and seeing how you interacted with the fans, you were saying how you like to give back. You certainly did that this weekend. There's, you could tell in your interactions that you really wanted to be here. And
dude, that's sweet. It makes me a bit emotional, because we couldn't do it. You can't do it. You take one part out of the equation, it's not an equation.
Right.
You need both halves to make it work. And so the fact that they allowed me to be part of the family, just sheerly the CW said, yeah, this kid, but the world agreed, which was cool. So that was just, that fact is wonderful. But then, I don't know, just to come out here and feel that love, you've gratitude and you meet, and it's just a really nice experience. So I'm trying to think of different ways to give back to I hate calling them fans, my friends.
Right.
I'm thinking of ways to bring little treats here and there, and maybe in some of the conventions to come. We'll see.
Well, thank you for extending your gratification to do this
Thank you so
interview.
much. Yeah,
Pleasure to
really
meet
nice
you.
interview.